Good evening and welcome to your favorite edition of the talk show on UNET Alone Hub. I am James, your boy, and I actually thank you very much, our fans, for waiting on us and hoping on us all this while all through our rebranding periods. A lot of you asked about us, and a lot of you actually wrote to us through the email and inquired what was actually happening. But I assure you that whatever result we have, we are going to savor it and enjoy it together. Well, today a lot of things are actually happening in Nigeria, our own beloved nation, but we're just going to focus on three crucial points and then pick out our weekly and monthly questions and then know what actually people are saying about it. But before then, I may just beg you, if you have not subscribed to our YouTube channel, why not just click that red button and do us the favor of subscribing and liking our videos and sharing it. I bet you we are just going to enjoy this together. And don't fail to always make your recommendations and suggestions. Your recommendations and suggestions, they have kept us where we are today, and I actually appreciate that. Well, on the first note, it actually boils my imagination, and I cannot just believe it. And I want to ask you, our beloved viewers and subscribers, what on earth can actually make somebody to raise his hand on the mom? What on earth can actually make somebody to beat the mother? It beats my imagination that somebody born of a woman can actually raise his hand, not only beat the mother, but threw the mother on the floor, beat her up mercilessly, and even used a heavy stick on her, and in fact to the extent that the neighborhood was even incapacitated. The poor woman was just crying out and wailing and shouting for help. Well, the young boy from Anambra actually created a heavy scene in the city of Ogidi. But, well, another thing that comes to my mind is actually how the youth tackled the problem. Could it be the best way? Could this be the best way of tackling the issue? I actually want to throw it open to you, and I want to hear your own views of what actually happened. Because actually, when this finished happening, the youth actually got this young guy and tied him up to one heavy tree and beat him mercilessly to the extent that, well, he wouldn't think again, if that I may say that, of beating the mother. But come to think of it, what can actually make somebody to raise his hand on the mom? It could actually be out of drug addiction. Maybe he has taken one lethal drug or something like that, or he has a mental issue, or it is a family problem. So it doesn't just end in beating the boy there, because he can actually come back and go for the life of the mom, and by that time, after beating the mom or killing the mom, he will escape to where no one will find him. So I really want the government of Anambra and the people of Anambra to really take this boy to a kind of a side place where this guy can actually be rehabilitated and be taught about life. It doesn't just end in beating this young guy. So, and a lot of things, a lot of comments, and many people are cheering this young guy up. But for me, this is how I see it, and I just want this type of thing to stop amongst the youth. Remember, I want to tell you people, we all fall within this category of youth, and in the Bible, let us remember that after the commandment, the whole commandment, the only commandment that has a gift, that has a promise attached to it, is the commandment that says we should always obey our parents, our mother and our father, so that what will happen? Our days will be long. So this attitude should be encouraged amongst you, even beating ourselves, even fighting, a lot of fighting everywhere. And well, let us just hold it here. Yeah. There is a second phase of the story that actually says that the mom was having an issue with another woman, and the guy actually came and started beating up the woman that the mom was having issue with. In whichever way, they are women and they are mothers, which means this other woman can actually be his mother. So in whichever way, it's still the mother, because in our traditional belief, we call every woman mama, mother, nne, and it goes forth to mean actually what we actually call them. You don't just see any woman and begin to beat the person up. If they're fighting, you can actually separate them. So these are two stories actually emanating from this video that is trending. Your opinion is needed. I don't know actually the real one. If you have the wages, you can just put it in the comment box, or you can mail us. Then secondly, I know you must have heard of the threat that is on the kidnapped Greenwich University of Kaduna students. The abducted students have been in the dungeon for days now, and just recently there is this heavy threat that if there is no cooperation, if there is no information, that they are going to kill them. And there are a lot of reactions. In fact, on Twitter it has been a trending news, and there are many prominent persons that have their own stake on that. And Nigerians are saying people should begin to talk. People should talk so that these guys are suffering. They have been killing some of them, and and even if they are not killed, most of them are in serious pains there. So this is my own contribution, and I want to encourage every youth, whatever you can just, if you can just use your phone and just a minute of your tweet it, you can put it in your WhatsApp status, or even share it in your Facebook. Draw the attention of our government to these people that are already abducted, that are suffering in the dungeon of these kidnappers in Kaduna or wherever they are, these students of Greenwich University. And in the reactions, this our faith online talk, this guy is always concerned about what happens in Nigeria. He has this to say: there are reports that if the government doesn't meet the demands of the terrorists, more Greenfield, the name is actually Greenfield, not Greenwich, more Greenfield University students will be slaughtered. They have already killed 5 students. Please, let's speak up for these helpless children. Lend your voice. Wow. And this other guy is called Frank Donga. He said, when I remember the students killed at Greenfield University and those still in danger, I can't help thinking that some people somewhere are collecting salaries and allowances for securing citizens, and there is this much insecurity. This other guy said 17 kidnapped students of Greenfield University might face death today. Their lives, dreams got short simply because we've got a government that does a lot of talking without any action. I can't take my mind off what those students might be passing through right now. May God protect them all. Finally, we have the comments of Apostle Johnson Suleiman. He said that when they started pampering repentant bandits, I cried out, repentance is unto God, not man. Then they started paying bandits. Now it has become a lucrative business that triggers happiness for people. And a lot of other comments. Actually, if you are using your Twitter, you should go and check the trend and know what is actually happening. Lend your voice to these people that might actually face their death today. And finally, the final thing we have to bring to you today is actually about the man called Flavour. And recently there is this video that Flavour actually dropped on his handle in Instagram, and I was just like, well, we may have a lot of things against some of these musicians, but they have a way of empowering people that are around them. If you look at the video, you see Flavour with his kids and the young blind boy that he sang with. And I was just like, so Flavour could be this human and humanitarian. And look at the peace that the blind guy enjoys with Flavour. In fact, they were lying on the same bed, as you can see, lying comfortably and making fun. And if you look at the guy, you just see that life has become very wonderful for him. Just a blind person, empowered because of what he can actually do. I actually doff my cap for Flavour on that, and I encourage a lot of other musicians, other persons that are gifted in different ways, that have money to empower the youth. A lot of the Nigerian citizens are actually suffering out what actually we never merited to suffer, just because of the type of or the nature of government we have. So Mr. Flavour Nabanya will actually encourage you more of that, more of picking of Nigerian youth, more of empowering of Nigerian youth, and more of your wonderful songs. We actually appreciate most of your songs and we encourage you to do more. This video actually raises a lot of questions and a lot of things, though we know actually Flavour has already officially adopted this young guy into his crew, but it goes a long way to tell us that these people actually have something that are contributing to the society, and I doff my cap for Flavour. And as we can see in the video, the young guy called Sema is actually happy and looking fresh, and we encourage a lot of other Nigerian artists and people that can do this to help out, reach out to people and empower lives. So finally we have come to our last sort of edition, and today we are talking about why is it that the youths of today don't actually read books any longer. What is the cause of this current trend that you give a young boy a book of 100 pages and give the person even a month, 2 months, he cannot finish it? Just meet like 5 students along the way and ask them, have you read the popular novel Things Fall Apart? You see that definitely not even one or maybe one must have read the book, and so many other books that can empower life. What is actually the cause of this problem? We'll actually throw this question up in our community and we'll be getting comments, then we're actually going to present you with only 2 comments, but within the week we shall also keep discussing this particular issue and keep talking on it and keep reading out and seeking for solution to these particular anomalies. Well, our first comment is coming from Mr. Joseph, and he says, how do you expect me to read a book of 100 pages whereas I am picking my odds to play my game? You see, he is simply after the odds to play his bets and looking for over 1.5, under 1.5, handicap 1 and all that. So how will you expect somebody born into this type of generation to read book? It's a serious problem. And Amaka says, in the world of today, it is cryptocurrency that makes the trend. So most persons are no longer actually interested in reading books. God help us. Come to think of it, I encourage every person to lend his voice to this particular event and this particular topic we are discussing. And also, if you have a wonderful suggestion to make, don't fail to reach on us. Finally, I thank you, and we'll be drawing the curtain here. Remember, if you have not subscribed to any of our videos, do well to subscribe and press the like button, share our videos. If you have any correction to make it lovely. Remember, you are not alone in whatever you are going through, and we love you. To the kidnapped Kaduna students who actually want to lend our voice to that of them and that of other citizens of the country, we want to tell them actually that they are not alone. To the young woman that was actually beaten up by the youth, we actually want to tell her that, wow, she's not alone. And to Mr. Flavour Nabanya, we actually want to tell him that he is not alone. And to the host of Nigerian youths that are no longer serious in reading books, we want to tell ourselves that we are not alone. When we come together, we'll make something very wonderful. In our own Igbo dialect, to say that na you come marry or bofufu. So, have a nice day.